daily life, I usually start at 6:30 in the morning, and I will check all the armor blogs and the forums and kind of like where people post parts up for sale. And I'll check all of that stuff out first. And then to go by my day, we usually have a tank that we're working on that week. And since the armor is still new compared to how long the aircraft have been in the museum, finding and locating parts are my main job besides working on them. And finding and locating those parts is kind of hard to do because these tanks are from World War II, and I can't just go down to Napa and buy a part. So I do a lot of researching and I do a lot of emailing, and that's pretty much my day. My favorite artifact is the M4A1 Sherman in the museum. Obviously, I'm in that tank all the time. I fix that tank all the time. I operate that tank for every event that we have here. And I've just done so much work on that tank itself that I feel like that tank and I are one. So that is my favorite artifact there. I've done a lot of amazing things here at the museum. I've given rides to people. I've taken their Sherman down and driven it down Payne Field on the runway. I've given shows to all sorts of people. I even once told Russell Wilson that he can't climb on our Sherman tank unless he takes his cleats off. But one of my favorite things to do at the museum and my most memorable experience is actually the tank camp for the kids, Beasts of the Battlefield. So what we do is we take like around 20 kids, and for a whole week we have a tank camp, and they get to be in my world, and we get to climb in tanks. I get to show them the ins and outs of the tanks, and it's so much fun to see their faces because I feel like when I first started at the museum, I was that little kid just, oh my God, I can't believe I do this. And so that is probably my favorite thing at the museum. I am most proud of all the work that I've done on the tank so far. A lot of the research and the histories have probably been my crowning achievement, especially with the Sherman and the Pershing tank. I've done a lot of research to find where those tanks came from, so that's what I'm most proud about. The number one thing that keeps me coming back on Mondays are the tanks. I love being an armor maintenance mechanic here at the Flying Heritage and Combat Armor Museum. I love what I do. And that's what wakes me up even before my alarm clock on Mondays, and I can't wait to come to work. And one of the main things is like I get to learn something new every single day, and I get to share that with others on the museum floor. So that's probably the number one thing